So Friesens employs about 600 people, of which about 475 of them are located in Altona or the Altona area. Another group is in BC, and then of course we have salespeople scattered all across North America. So it's about 600 in total, and we operate in about 500,000 square foot facilities.
Friesens is a great company to work for. It's employee owned first of all, so I am part of the company.
You know, the relationship with Martini goes back actually quite a few decades, but in a pretty small way. And it was really about a decade ago that we started spending more time investigating Müller Martini as a potential option. As we explored and looked at options for some of our binding needs, about a decade ago, you know, Müller became a viable alternative for us. And here we are about 10 years later with, about 8 different pieces of equipment from them.
Müller Martini does a good job of supporting us. I guess it starts with the installation, but right after that, the training isn't really bound by time, is what I would say. So what we received out of Müller is as much training as we needed, and then follow-up support.
The SigmaLine Compact investment is actually an interesting story because unlike most of the equipment we purchase, this was not a machine that actually existed. And so while we had a press we were going to purchase, we hadn't made a determination on the finishing system that would go along with the press. And in consultation with Müller, who, as I said earlier, have been great partners of ours, they indicated they were developing a machine that might be a good fit. And it really was a leap of faith from us to partner with Müller on a machine that wasn't available commercially yet. And so that is some of the, I think, trust and relationship benefits that happen both for Müller in this case, and for us.
Every job we run on the HP, we go through the SigmaLine Compact. There's nothing we don't do through there, so we start up every day with every job. We load it on the Connex, send it to the SigmaLine and just run, and it runs beautifully. So when you look at the PSR and you see what the job is, you look at, first of all, what is the format you're going to run and what paper it is on. And then we load the roll of paper in the back of the press, start the SigmaLine and run. So the longest part of the whole process is loading the roll at the back of the press. The SigmaLine sets up everything automatically and it just runs. Because it's a natural flow of how everything works. So if you set up a job once, you can save it on the software as a recipe, we call it. And every time you load a job that does that specific format, it automatically loads that format for you. There's no manual interaction with it.
So we've been running the Sigma Compact line for about a year and a half now. And what we've seen is steady growth in the amount of work that we're pushing through it on a month-by-month basis. In comparison to last year, we're between 45 and 50% more units produced at this point in time than we were last year. So our consistent and steady growth is what we would hope for a new piece of equipment. At the rate that we've been moving that needle, we're very pleased.